So we're ready to move on. You can see we got the secondary hull all set. We got the nacelles. We got the saucer pylon. So just about everything at the back end of the ship is all set. So what we're going to work on now is the primary hull, and that sustained most of the damage. There's really not a lot of pieces. You can see the bridge, B and C decks, officers' lounge. You can see the impulse crystal, and we got the impulse engines, and we have the sensor dome. So let's take a look at what we got to work with. And again, he had lit or attempted to light the primary hull. And again, I think this is going to be beneficial when we cut it. It looks like there's some tape on here. There we go. All right. So when it comes to the damage on the primary hull, well, if you guys remember, this is gone. The bridge, B and C decks were blown off just prior to the whole ship destructing. So we're going to cut from here, come around, and go to there, and this is going to be gone. So we're going to fill that in. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to doing that to her, but we want it accurate to the movie, right? And the bridge is missing anyway from this. The officers' lounge section is missing. So the light, we'll take the light actually will come right out. You can see the hot glue had it in, so we'll put that to the side. We're not going to use it. You can see the impulse engines are going to be, they were designed to be lit, they were clear, so we're not going to need those, so we can paint that. You can see they already put the sensor dome on. So the section, the damage that's going to come around, we're going to have the second, the bottom part. And when we remove the top part, we're going to leave this area because we got to fill in what was once B and C deck. But I think what we're going to do now, what we're going to start is we're going to paint them. So we'll put the paint on the primary hull, much like we did for the Constellation. We're going to do the clear or the thin version of the white paint that we have. That way there the black will really show through. You can make sure there's no tape, no more tape on it. Okay, so it had some time to dry. It's an interesting pattern. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn them around. Well, this is going to be taken off, so we'll leave that one the same way. Okay, so this coat had a chance to dry. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to put the last coat on. and then we'll think about putting the details. So the emphasis isn't going to be so much on this section because that's going to be removed. So go ahead and do this area. Okay, so had some time to dry. I love the way the black kind of stayed in the lines, well defined. Nice and dry. So what we can think about doing now is detailing the sauce. It's like most of the detail is going to be on the decals. So let's take a look at the decals section. And let's see. Let's do the top section first. You can see the decals. So 37. Yep, it looks like even the phaser arrays have decals, so we don't have to paint those. Looks like the only things we really have to paint over here are the beacons. That would be the red and the green. Of course, they're not going to be lit up. So, in the top part, okay, so I think what we're going to do is we're going to do the crystal for the impulse engines. We're going to do it the same way we did the deflector dish. It's going to be gray, and it's going to be dimmed out, and there's going to be damage, and that's basically it that we got to do. And then we can put on the Aztecing decals, and then we can go ahead and we can start trimming. You can see there's quite a bit, starting from 11, 12, 13, 14, and unfortunately, actually, yeah, those are the thrusters. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So that's good that they're numbered in order. So I took some lukewarm water and I put 1 drop of dish soap in it, and I gave it a stir with my finger to act as a humectant, so it'll keep everything nice and hydrated. It'll allow the water to penetrate. So let's put the bottom aside for now, and let's start cutting decals. All right, now we'll give that a little bit of a pat dry. Now we use the microset on all of it. All right, now we're ready to move on to the bottom section. And now we can do the same thing. We'll do all the way around first. And let's see, we're going to pick up with 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30, 31, 30. It's going to go up to 32. So let's get the pie wedges ready. There we go. And now we can start putting on the sides. We got 33 and 35 that are going to go on the back. So let's do that first. All right, let's go ahead and we're going to use the micro set on that too. Yeah. All right, that's all set. What we need to do now is we got to let the micro set dry and shrink wrap all the decals over the plating, and then it'll be all set to move on. Okay, so I got a bit of an update for you guys. You can see what I needed to do is I needed to do the crystal for the impulse engines, and I forgot to do the phaser arrays. So I put the phaser arrays on, so that's all set. I put the phaser array on the bottom. So let's put this one aside for a minute. And what we're going to do now is we're going to trace the pattern. Let me show you my sketches from the movie. So we got a section that comes and it goes in and it goes around B and C decks. Remember, B and C decks themselves are gone. So, but we still need to fill that in. So we're going to go around that and we're going to come around the other side. So what I'm thinking is from here, we'll come in like this, and then we'll go around, and then we'll go right there, and then we're going to remove B and C decks because it's pretty flattened from the explosion. All right, what I want to do now is I'm going to cut the decals, so when we cut, they won't pull off. So I'm going to just run the razor along it. guys. I know. That's why I couldn't use the Dremel tool or the rotary, because they had to be rough. And I know that's pretty horrible looking at that right now. So that's the way we're going to leave the damage for the top part. And the way the damage is, B and C decks are totally gone, so it's flat, but there's still little pieces, and it's not a hole. So we're going to have to fill that in, but the bottom part is going to be around that section. And again, I know, guys. I'm not happy about doing this to her. All right. So just about all this section is going to be gone. So why don't we get this over with? And again, we got the rough edges and the shards that we're going to keep. All right, let's put the halves. Let's see how this is going to look. So, let's see, we're going to have the pieces coming out. There's going to be a little round section. And now we're ready to start filling in. All right, so I've been wondering how I'm going to do the inside, the structures that were blown apart. What I think I'm going to do is I actually got some parts from when we had done the constellation. You guys remember the nacelle was blown off, the end part. So I'm thinking of using this as the core and using the stand. The way this is shaped, it looks like I could be using this as possible separating wall units or frames, and then we'll put the paper clips in for the smaller parts. So I think that's what I'm going to do. And what I want to do is I want to follow the frame. So see how the frame kind of follows that part? So let's go ahead and we'll do that for the other sections. And this one will have been blown off. There could be just a bit of that one right there. So let's put a little bit. We can put a small one. Right there. All right. We put just a bit. You don't have to put too much. And then what I'll do is we can cut it round and we can put some more of the girders on. And that can go on the top. And then I can use the plastic pieces for the frames that are going to come out from the bottom. There we go. So you can see we got the top part that was blown off, and we have the frames that are coming out on the bottom. So what I'm going to do is we're going to let this set, and then we're going to take off all of the strands of glue, and it'll be ready for painting. All right, we'll put the phaser arrays on, and that just about takes care of all the decals. What we should do is glue it to the secondary hull before we paint. So that should be in place. So let's give that a bit to set, and then we're going to glue the heck out of it. And there we make sure it doesn't go anywhere. All right, we got to let this dry. So I'm going to let this dry for a while. When it's totally dry, we'll be able to use the air gun. Okay, so it had some time to dry. You can see, oh man, isn't it horrible? This is so traumatic. A beloved enterprise. Oh man. Everything had a chance to set. You can see all the glue is hard and everything is set into place. So what we're ready to do now is we're actually ready to paint. All right guys, here we go. You see, we're going to start to put the charring. See if we can do the charring on the other side as well. That is horrible. Okay, so it had some time to dry, and look how horrible that looks. Oh man, I hated to do that to her, but that's what's in the movie, guys. And I wanted to make it like the movie. And she goes into her final spiral, and she goes past the camera, and then she burns up in the atmosphere. Our beloved Enterprise. What a horrible, horrible ending. So what I want to do right now is, let's see, I got some silver paint somewhere. Just kind of dab on the silver as just a bit of a highlight. Not a lot, just enough to show you guys that what's there is metal and it's scorched. That's the conclusion of the primary hull section. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go into the final assembly, which is we're going to do the stand. We're going to put the clear coat on, and I'm going to airbrush the base to look like Genesis. So my friends, I'm sorry for traumatizing you on our beloved Enterprise. This is just a horrible, horrible shot. But again, I wanted to make it look just like it did in Star Trek III, The Search for Spock. So my friends, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video very, very soon.